down. Oh, baby, my soul. I love the way yes, let me. Eh? Marsh, Malin, join us live now. Thanks, boss lady, for joining. I know you got my back now. 1 minute, please. I'll be back. Thank you, darling. I know you. I trust you now. We're not gonna ever take life. Oh my God. Shadi ko we lady side so samai na ide for side. Ko de ko CMU. Iko ara ko we the man twins. That ko we the twins na they around now like this. Oh my God. I know your we might no correct. Okay, this is a quick video. We just have to rush over it tonight. I know, yeah. Who am I? I am orange. I am long. I grow in the ground. I am a root vegetable. What is my name? Oh, fans and families of Mother Generous channel. It's a big sorry for not bringing our social corner on Sunday because I was so very busy. But I know we still keep in touch. I promise that topic is still going to come back. I can't forget that topic. We will have that topic to share. Okay, it's another video for today, and I say a big shout out to Boss Lady who is always present. And I do appreciate everyone for joining. It's a privilege for us to have another video. And in this video, we are talking about teacher-student relationship. This is a pertinent one today. I haven't brought up video about health because I know it's important for us to talk about this. Looking at our environment, especially back where we come from, our teachers and students and relationship is lacking and is bringing a lot of chaos in the society. We are having a lot of violence. We have a lot of injustice pertaining to teachers students relationship. So I decided I thought it wise for us to talk about it a little bit in our own channel. So I'm grateful for all those who are already here. We keep the moving train going. Slowly but surely we'll get there one day. I know if it was about cucumber, orange, tomatoes, yes, carrots, the house would have been dark by now, but not withstanding. Mama G is still here for you guys. I love you guys to the moon field. Getting already as subscribers and moving closely to our watch hours is a pretty beautiful gesture that we are making. If you guys were not there, I would not have been here. Good evening, the company studio. Thank you for always joining my teammate. I'm super proud of you. God bless you. Yeah. So before I go to I love you, my darling daughter Zangli Zenbong, all the way from my homeland. I love you, darling. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's not easy there, but you have to. I'm going to credit you after this one tonight. Thank you for always being there, always supporting me. Thank you, the company studio. We keep moving forward. See, Kelly, we're going to movie for shoot. I ready myself. I can't make will bring out because so many people have been asking me why haven't you guys put up something? I said no bother. The movie is going. It's just a matter of time, distance. Meeting together is not all that easy. Well, guys, before we go to the matter arising for today, the matter that is on the table, I would like to acknowledge the presence of my boss lady, the presence of the company studio, the presence of Zangli Z all the way from Cameroon, especially I love my darling daughter to the moon fields. I would also like to talk a little bit about the big cargo, which some of us uses to send our goods back home. Practically, most of us back home in Cameroon, especially, we are willing to do business, but we don't know how to do it. We are having two agencies in Thailand, one by air without water, and without land, and the other one does air and land. Recently, Bidga Cargo sent goods, and those goods took just few days, and they got home. Believe that today, tomorrow, clients will have their goods. So fear not to buy your goods, okay? Because they are lighter. When you have goods that do not have weight of 400 baht, and they get to you per kilo, and it's always at the end of each month that Yidos is sending by air, yeah. But we have to also understand that during this festive period, the cargo is so overcrowded. So you might have a little bit of delay. So when there is delay, do not be angry or be patient with us. We are here to serve you. And if you see anything that you want to buy from Thailand, do not hesitate. Contact anyone that you know in Thailand, at home and abroad. Contact anyone and they will buy your goods for you and they can send by bigger cargo. We also have Godel shipping. That is our number one priority, that we buy our fridges, our fans, our bed, our sofa. Because of the camera, no say they call us a sofa. Me man online for why my culture can say they call us a sofa. Yes, you buy your mattresses, your cupboards, your building materials, your bags of rice, anything that you want. You can contact us and we buy for you and we send through Godel shipping. It should be noted that Godel shipping is already loading. The next shipment, which is the third wave, is already loading to go back to Cameroon. By the end of January, these goods will be leaving Thailand by sea. So automatically, guys, there is everything for you to get here in Thailand. Now, guys, I also have a big surprise package for all of you. We have, original Rasta wig. In fact, let the wig come and let me showcase them for you guys to see. We have original Rasta wigs for sale all the way from Dr. Vivian's agency. So they'll be reaching me very, very soon. We have 30 inches, 28 inches, 24 inches, and all the kind of inches that you want. So, guys, do not hesitate to look beautiful this December. Not only in December. Why not look beautiful when you go to class? We know the white, they love it when you have freak on. Rasta, you know, say they didn't have shimbimbi, no. You will carry low cut go today, tomorrow you come and say, hey, teacher Swine, teacher Beautiful, where's the studio your hair? Dr. Vivian's agency or beauty corner has made it possible for us. So get your own wig and look beautiful. Next, I would like to say is about Rising Hope Foundation for Change. The CEO, Mr. Clovet Benja, all the way from Germany, is gratitude to all those who have been supportive to Rising Hope Foundation for Change. And this time around, they will be doing the end of year with some people. So he is reaching out to those of the people of goodwill as usual. You can support with anything that touches your mind so they reach the less privileges in their community. You know, all that you want is just the happiness. You know, God loves a cheerful giver. When you give to people, you make blessings to yourself. Thank you, Egbe Gladys, for joining. I miss you so, so much. My own mentor who encouraged me to set up something like this, and we are moving forward. So, guys, if you are ready, you can send any support to Rising Hope Foundation for Change. This will take place in Limbe at Bonadikumba. I think so. My 4 years. They also have an office where they help the less privileged girls to acquire skills, less like tailoring, hairdressing, something of that sort. Yeah, that is what Rising Hope Foundation for Change is doing. The CEO is very happy with the way things are going, and he says a big shout out to everyone who is supporting. Then to those fans of Mother General's House of Charity, on the 23rd of this month, December, we shall be celebrating in my own town, in my homeland, my mother's town, where I come from, with the people. We know no matter how it is, at least even now one cup rice, they give you one Maggie, it's going to be a blessing to us. So, for that notwithstanding, that is what we have in the announcement box. And let's go now to the topic for today. They say teacher-student relationship. Who is a teacher? I'll start by asking this question. Please, you can drop your own ideas. So because it is interactive, I shouldn't be the only one. No matter that I'm the one seated here. This is an interactive lesson, argumentative something. We know a teacher is there, a student is there. So how should this relationship come in? Who is a teacher in the first place? A teacher is well known in the society as someone who imparts knowledge not only in the classroom, at home, at the roadside. Jesus Christ was a teacher. You are a teacher in one way or the other. By teaching somebody that take this remote and keep it somewhere, you have imparted knowledge to somebody. So a teacher is that person who imparts knowledge from a more knowledgeable person to a less knowledgeable person. There are people who go to school to acquire knowledge, to come and give it out to other persons in their society and in their community. Are you a teacher? Yes, you are a teacher. Because teaching and learning process takes place day in and day out. There are many things people never knew when they were going to school. Not all knowledge is being acquired from school. We acquired knowledge at home, in our environment, and in the classroom. So teaching is a daily process. It progresses from one place to another, from your bedroom to the kitchen, kitchen to the parlor, parlor to the toilet, toilet to everywhere. Teaching, learning process takes place. Who is a student? A student is that person who acquires, who receives, who sits down and listens to a teacher. But in today's milieu, I will be looking at the teaching and learning process in the classroom. In the classroom. I know most people won't like it, but it is just what we are supposed to do. Thank you, Caroline Mashar, for joining. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Let's look at the teaching and learning process. In the teaching and learning process, a teacher gives out knowledge, but how do you relate with your students? It's very, very important. If that cordial relationship is not there, the teaching and learning process won't proceed, won't be that beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Vivian, for joining. Thank you. God bless you. I believe you don't finish job now. So there must be a cordial relationship between a teacher and a student. You don't just go to class and you just start lecturing. No, the relationship must be there. Firstly, no significant learning can occur without significant relationship. If you don't have a relationship with your students, you can never have significant teaching or learning, because that child won't listen to you. The student will not listen to you. So we need to have a significant relationship, a relationship that this child sees in you, believes in you and in his or her own self. When that significant relationship is there, both will thrive. But if it is lacking, that is when we start hearing about violence in the school milieu. Let's know that 75% of the students' knowledge is being gotten from the school, because the kids spend most time with the teachers in school. And parents do believe that the teachers are the ones responsible for the upbringing of the children. So if we don't have a significant relationship with the students, it will be very disastrous on both sides. Number two, my students don't need me to learn. They don't need me to learn. They need me to care. There must be that caring attitude, that caring emotions between the teacher and the student. Student don't need you to learn. If you want to teach them, if you want them to learn with you, you must show them that care. When a teacher cares for the student and the student sees that there is that caring attitude from the teacher to the student, then the student will learn without hesitation. I remember when I was in primary school, I was in primary 2, I had a teacher. This is that name again. Not in our old age with this. Thank you, my loving daughter. Yes, Miss Teres George, she was at the small Sokoboya. I was schooling in Boya Station. When I went to primary 3, I refused to go to primary 3 because that teacher was not in that class. A teacher must give care to the students. From the care, that child will be able to learn no matter what. The child will learn and love you more. Teacher who puts relationship first don't just have students for 1 year. As a teacher, when you value your students, the relationship you put first to your students will make your students to love you, not just for the year that you are teaching them, but will bring you more students to you. Because they have students, the students will view you, right? They look at you as they are loving you. The relationship you build with them. In the morning, you come to school, you ask, how was you? How was your night? What happened to you? What did you take for breakfast? You have given them that care. You are showing them that love, and you are showing them that relationship. You are making them to understand that you are not just a teacher, but you are a parent, you are a mother at that moment. That child won't love you only for that year. The upcoming year, that child will still be hanging behind of you, because the child has seen that you have that cordial relationship. But if that relationship is lacking, my darling, believe me, even at home, the child won't accept you. Your child will not listen to you. If a parent is not giving the child the good relationship, that parental relationship, parental love, there is always a problem and there will be fire on the mountain. The strength of our students in relationship makes difference. The strength of students, every student in every relationship, makes a difference in translating our passion for teaching into their passion for learning. If you don't have positive love for your student, positive relationship for your student, believe me, the passion that you are teaching them, they will not listen. But if these students, you are teaching them with that passion, the strength is there. Believe me, they will automatically learn, because you have a good relationship with them. You have a good interactive skill with them. They can then trust you, and learning process will flow. Learning process cannot flow where there is no love. That is just the truth about it. But we fail because we look at it in another angle. Student-teachers relationship or teacher-student relationship is a very, very big problem that we are facing in our society, in our community at large. Students-teachers relationship is affecting all of us, and we need it so very much. The best teachers teaches from the hearts, not from the book. You can be a very good teacher, but if you don't have that love inside of you, the relationship with your students won't flow. Because the best teaching comes from your heart. And if it comes from the heart, it is going to flow without anyone forcing it. But if you are going, oh, today I'll teach now lesson one. Lesson one says what? Hello, greetings, or personal information, which you don't have that love for the students inside of you. You are failing in one way or the other. So you need to have love inside your heart. When I was in primary school, that was primary 5, they said let's go for domestic science. And madam was very wicked. So I refused going for domestic science. I attended oral science with the boys because I had long hair. And my mom never wanted to shave my hair until they had to call our HM, our headmaster, to tell him that let that child stop attending over. She should come for domestic science because it's for the girls. The first day I went there, the madam punished us. She never had that love inside of her. If you have the love from your heart, we will learn with you, because till date we are still learning. I remember when I also a second incident when I started teaching in one suburb, in one village. All of my students, they love me because I find a place in my heart to offer to them. Teachers should give their love to the students, and the students will take it automatically, and everything will be beautiful. Not that they say no, and that teacher is this. No, because we are lacking that relationship, that link between the teacher and the students. We lack that link, we lack that connection. That is why we face a lot of problems. A good education can change anyone. A good teacher can change everything. Teaching is a calling. If you are that teacher that you don't have a good relationship with your students, how will you change things? We cannot change it. So we have to build the platform, the relationship with the student from the base, not just come on top of it. Some of us teachers, we like to select. It's very common with us in Africa. We select the rich and we allow the poor down there. We show love to the rich students. Some of us, we show love to those that are very intelligent in class, whereas it's not supposed to be like that. That is why we have violence rising up every day in schools. Some teachers go to school and they start like raping students because they don't have the qualities of a good teacher and they don't have the relationship between teacher and the student. The way they will be talking about qualities of a good teacher. Because if you are lacking the qualities of a teacher, you can't teach. There are certain things that you will do that you are not supposed to do. Teacher-student relationship is very, very important, unlike student-student relationship. Why I'm talking about this topic is because in the whole of our that continent, we are now seeing day in, day out, teachers are being beaten by students, teachers are being killed by students. Oh, my darling daughter, I'm very sorry. Yeah, it's true. Teachers are supposed to be patient. That's one of the characteristics and qualities of a teacher. A teacher must be patient to give listening ears to the students. Look at the child who died the other day. I think it's in Lagos or somewhere in Nigeria. That they are now saying justice for Sylvester. He was being killed by students. But when maybe he had complained to the teachers, but the teachers were taking it lightly. How can a student lock up a child in the cupboard for 2 days? If this teacher-student relationship was there, they would have noticed that that child has not been coming to school. So us teachers in the world, if you are really born that teacher, if you have passion for teaching, if you know you were really called to be a teacher, look at the vocation inside of you. Do not look at the money that you are earning. Because Christ himself taught us for free. Unlike how my daughter is saying, teachers don't have patience. Yes, some of us don't have patience to give listening ears to our students, especially back in Africa. Our teachers are not listening to the students. I remember when I was in a prison yard in my 17, that's GTTC, they call it prison yard because it's more than police college. One of the supervisors came there to orientate us. She said, you guys should not be like the school in my 16, Bolifamba. That's government school Bolifamba, where the teacher will go and teach students and will not even listen. Teachers will gather a goosey, give students to crack, and they themselves, they are outside cracking and chopping and that doing all whatnot. The students are safe. Teachers have because they are the first parent to the student. Students may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you make them feel. Student-teachers relationship, emotions matters. You can teach a child today 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 4, 8. The child will forget. But the way you presented the teaching to the child, the way you made her feel when she was learning, she will never forget you. I, for one, I can never forget my teacher in GTTC who taught me how to make ridges in my 17, which I never knew. It has never been my dream, but I did it. I learned how to school fine. Because the teacher is teaching us, he was bringing out the emotions of, he was teaching us with love, even handwriting. When we were doing handwriting, cut the T's and dot the I's. Some of us, we just make pep, 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 pep. We know that we have gone. Students will forget what you see, but that emotion we will never get inside of us because it brings something in our brain. Yeah. If a student loves you as a teacher, if you have made a student to trust you, that student will work more harder because the relationship is open. But if you have a closed relationship with a student which trust is being lacked, sorry, you have failed as a teacher, hopefully. Students want that relationship that there is trust, there is love, there is care. That student will always work harder. But if these things are lacking, my dear, they won't do it. Try it and see. Even where we are today, most of us we have succeeded to it only in this land because we find money. Let's make our own teacher. Me, I don't tire me. Me, before they first marriage. The relationship between herself and her student so that it should flow. Because when the student goes out there and the student is failing, they won't look at the parents. So they first of all go to their school. They begin to go to which school? Catholic school, small support. You know which class? Class 3, that teacher now. Wow. Critics start from there. You are losing your point. But if the child is doing well in school and at home, you are receiving praises. Which are the things we need to get? The teacher's purpose is to create awareness in the student's image, but not to. You help the student to create awareness. And the child, and by creating that awareness, the child now develops it. But if you don't love the student now, how will the student create it or develop the awareness? Because there is no love. Love is lacking. So we need to build a solid foundation between ourselves and our students so that we grow together, we carry it together. Students learn very, very much or so much when they are being lost because we lack that connection, we lack that relationship that binds both of us together, which we need. When we have it as teachers, when we show them that love, when we show them that we like them, they will always believe in themselves and they will intend like you too and will be more pushful in our classrooms. We know in Africa, one teacher has one class. You teach all the stuff, the math, English, general knowledge, nature study, hygiene, food and nutrition, home economics, drawing, handwriting, music. 10 subjects for one teacher. So if you don't like and love your students, how are we going to carry this up? So we just need to show that love to our students, love them, like them in whatever way that we can. The best teachers in this world are those who show love for the students, not those who pretend. No. If you're a teacher and you don't show love to your students, then you have failed in a very big way. We just need to stand up and put things straight here and right in front of our students. If a teacher has a good relationship with the students, then the student will readily accept you in whatever way. By then, if you have a good relationship with your students, right, even if you are insulting the student or you are pulling a child's ear, the child will now understand that he or she did something bad. But if the relationship is not good, believe me, anything that you do to that child will be bad. But if you have that good relationship, the child will know that this thing that I did today was wrong. And the child will always follow all the rules and regulations that you give in class because he or she knows that you both are like friends. Students are supposed to be our friends, so not our enemies. Our students are our friends and not our enemies because we rely on them. We learn from students too. They are kids, but we learn from students because some of them are very, very challenging. So the relationship needs to be strong. That bond needs to tie so much. Building a relationship with students is very, very important. But the most important thing we need to do with them is to build a solid foundation. If a teacher does not have solid foundation with the students, then we have failed as teachers. We have to build a relationship on trust, respect, and by so doing, we have quality learning taking place without us forcing it. When building this relationship with our students, don't mean say we go carry stone a capital. No, you are not supposed to be hard on them. No, it's just very light. You understand? It's just something very simple. From day one, you start it, and that is how you grow with it. Not that you allow it for 3 weeks. You are seeing that no, you allow before you start bringing in no. As teachers, we start our foundation from day one. You know, class one where the teacher, you start that love for that class one. You start that respect for that class one. You give the students trust in that class one. Not from that September, not that you will change it in November or October. No, what you start from September is what you will carry all through the end of semester. So as teachers, we should learn to our students. We should give them that solid that they need from us. If we don't give them this solid our own selves too, because it will not affect them, it will affect us. If you are teaching which is not vocation, then if you don't have the passion for teaching, the relationship with your students will be lacking, which is not what we want. We want a very good relationship. Teachers have three loves to show to the students: love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing the first two loves together. That's love of learning and love for learners together. As a teacher, we need to make students to love themselves. When they love themselves and they love us, then they will now develop love for learning. Then they will love those around them. They will love their friends. They will not fight with them. Someone will not use a knife to pierce his friend when they have a query, or they use a pen to pierce the eye, or dangerous weapons in class. No. When they have this, they will protect each and every one. They will protect themselves and they will protect their friends because they have learned from their teachers that they need to love themselves as well. Great teachers will always focus on connecting relationships. Teachers that love teaching, that have the passion for teaching, will connect in building relationships with their students. At times, you can just sit and you discuss something. There's a teacher that when we were in primary school or I think secondary school like that, we had a problem. There was this girl. We're always fighting. Yeah, it's my friend. We were always fighting together. When we fight, she go and report me to my madam because my madam was living beside their house. My madam would come to school and she would ask. One day I gave her an insult that I never know the meaning of that. Because me too, I be here and told my friend that they coach me too, I want coach. I moved the coach today. Jesus Christ. They got me well tortured that day. From that day, I went and told my madam the next day that my mommy dealt with me. She said, "What did you do?" I said, "I insulted my friend at this." She had to, because I loved her. She had given me her trust. She took me like her own daughter. Till today, I still wish to see that my madam. I wish she's still alive because the way people that die, I man even understand. So as teachers, we need to connect our relationship with that of our students. There are teachers that during Christmas like that, not only Christmas, you just see, you see a parent will send you a gift. We send you gifts now. We just send you something, we just surprise you. That is how teachers be. Because we are gifted. We are of the noble profession. Teaching is a very noble profession. That is why Christ himself came on earth and he taught us so many things. If Christ was our teacher, then why can't we follow his footsteps as teachers. He loved us. Teachers must know how to arouse the students' interest in every lesson by creating a cordial relationship, giving listening ears to students, just like our daughter Zaneze said. That teachers are not patient because we don't give them listening ears. At times, a student can come to you. There are students that can come to class and they start bleeding in class. They have never seen blood now. Blood never ever come out for last. So people come, madam will not even listen. You will not even educate the child on that. But there are some teachers that will take time to listen to that child and they will educate the child on what is happening, especially if it's the ever first time. I work in a school where students will come to school and they will start menstruating in class. Other colleagues are looking at them. They prefer calling their parents. I go down to the canteen, I buy pad and come and take them to the toilet and ask them to take a shower and then give them the pad. So some I even give them dresses to wear. As teachers, we need just to build the relationship. What a teacher is more important than what he teaches. That's my last point for today. As teachers in this community, in this world that we are living, what we are to the students is more important than what we are teaching them. Because what we teach them, if we are not important to them, they won't listen to us. They won't give us the listening ears. They will just sideline and pass away. But if we are loving them, we have that good relationship with them, they will now love our teaching. So guys, thank you all for joining. I'll cut this video here tonight. And I do hope that someone will go back home with something. I remain your humble servant, Mother General in the building. See you guys on Thursday or Friday with another bumper to bumper, humoristic something that we need to know. Love you all. Good night from the land of Smile. Bye.